Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Vicky. Today you're joining me to make these lovely earrings, or this lovely earring, because I've only made one so far, but we're gonna make the second one together. The earring is made up of a bezeled pearl in a Pewter bezel before embellishing the edge with these 2-hole kite beads, some bicones, some 6mm round beads, and then adding on a fabulous ear wire. It's the same on both sides. There's no difference on the back to what there is on the front, as you can see. And that is what we're making today. This was once a pendant. I made it about 5 years ago, I'd say, probably about 2019, maybe 2018. No, I definitely think it was 2019. And the only difference to the earring to the pendant is that I actually came down with some kite beads, so it made it longer into more of a cross shape, and I added a drop onto the bottom, and it was just a bit bigger, but nothing crazy big. It was just a tiny bit bigger. But I actually came across it the other day, and then I thought, ooh, that would make a fabulous earring. So here we are, making earrings together. Okay, let's take a little look at what we need. So on my mat today, I have a size 11 seed bead, a size 15 seed bead, a 6mm round bead or pearl, a 3mm round bead or pearl, a 2-hole kite bead, and I've got 2 colours of 3mm bicones. You don't need to use 2 colours. I'm just using 2 colours as I liked the way the blue looked with the purples, so I just wanted to jazz it up a little bit, really. But you can just use 1 colour. It's all personal preference. I will list all the materials in the description box below with all the amounts, so you know exactly what you need to make the earrings. I have a fabulous ear wire, as you can see, the other one's on the earring already, and I'm using £6 file line, and I have a size 12 needle. So that's everything we need, so let's get started. Okay, so I've got roughly a wingspan of thread. So arm to arm, I've got a wingspan of thread, but use whatever length of thread you're comfortable with. If you want to add in as you go, that is also fine. But I mostly work with a wingspan unless I know it's going to be a small component and I only maybe need like an arm's length or even less. So, but mostly I do work with a wingspan, and any little bits of leftovers I have, I just pop into a little dish on my table, basically, that I can use up if I need to add in just at the ends on little projects. Always a handy thing to have as a little thread catcher. So yeah, that's what we're working with today. So we're going to start by picking up 1 6mm pearl and 7 size 11 seed beads, like so. I'm going to drop them all the way down my thread, leaving about a 10cm tail to weave in, and then I'm just going to take my needle back up the pearl, like so, and that will cause the seed beads to sit around the side of the pearl. I'm now going to repeat picking up the seed beads, so I'm going to pick up 7 more size 11 seed beads, and I'm going to take my needle back up the pearl again, and them seed beads will now sit on the other side of the pearl. I'm going to go through the first 7 seed beads I added, just the seed beads, not the pearl. Keep it nice and tight, hold on to your tail. And then I'm going to pick up 1 size 11 seed bead, and I'm just going to go through the next 7 on the other side of the pearl. So through the next 7 seed beads. Pull tight, keep your tail tight so that your tension is kept well. And then I'm going to pick up 1 size 11 seed bead, coming out of this seed bead of this 7, and I'm just going to go through 3 seed beads on the other side, like so, and pull that tight. So now you should have a ring of 16 seed beads around your pearl. We're now going to work in peyote stitch. So I'm going to pick up one size 11 seed bead. I'm coming out of this seed bead here. I'm going to miss the next one along and I'm going to go into the one after, like so. Pull that tight. And that you can now see that this seed bead that I've just picked up sits over the seed bead that I missed. So I came out of this one, I picked up that one, I jumped to this one and went into the one after. And that seed bead is now sitting above the one we missed. So I'm just going to pop that up next to my pearl. And I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to pick up one size 11 seed bead. I'm coming out of this one. I'm going to miss the next one along and go through the one after, like so. Pull it tight. Again, I'm just going to pop it up so it sits next to my pearl. And I can just show you the side view. You can now see that these seed beads that we've just picked up are sitting over the seed beads that we've missed. I'm going to repeat that all the way around. I'm just about to add in my last size 11 seed bead, coming out of this one and missing the next one along, and I'm going to go into the very first size 11 that we started from, like so. And again, I'm just going to use my nail and push that up into place. I like to push all my seed beads I've picked up into place because I just feel like then the round looks more neat if they're all like going the same way and none have flipped underneath or whatnot. So yes, I like to push them all up as I go and keep my tension firm. I'm now going to step up into that first size 11 seed bead that I added on the previous round. Okay, so it should look like that now, and the side should look like that. We should have essentially 3 rows of peyote. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to pick up one size 15 seed bead, and I'm just going to go straight into the next size 11 seed bead along from that previous round, so the ones we picked up, straight into that one. Or you could say this is the first row of peyote. I'm now going to pick up another one and go straight into the next one along, like so. Off tail, like so. And you can see that this is pulling our beads in now. It's making it nice and tight. And we're just going to continue adding 15s all the way around. I'm just adding in my last 15 on this side, and I'm going back into the size 11 that I started the round from, like so, and pull tight. And you can see now that that bezel is complete on this side. It's all sitting nice and tight and happy. So now I'm coming out of this size 11, so I'm going to come straight down the side of these 2 size 11s here and go into the size 11 that is behind the one I'm coming out of, like so. And then I'm going to repeat adding the size 15s on this side. So I'm going to pick up one and I'm just going to go straight into the next size 11 along on this row. So you can see this row is, I say this is the 3rd row. That was the 1st row, 2nd row, this is the 3rd row. I'm just going to go straight into that next size 11 along, like so. And then we're just going to repeat that again all the way around. I'm just adding in my last 15 and going into the size 11 that I started from, like so, and pull tight. And you should have a total of 8 15s in place on this side and the same on that side. So I'm still coming out of this size 11 that I've just used to add these 15s on, and that's where I still want to be coming out of, as now I'm going to pick up 3 15s and I'm just going to go straight into the next size 11 along on this row. So the same one that we've used to add our 15s, our single 15s, I'm just going to go straight into that same one and pull. And that will cause this little picot to sit between these 2 size 11s. I'll do that again, pick up 3 15s and just go straight into the next size 11 along on this row and pull tight. And now you can see I've got 2 picots in place. I'm going to repeat that all the way around. I'm just adding in my last 3 15s, which is going into the size 11 that I started the round from. And that's how your work should look now. I'm now going to turn this over. I'm coming out to this size 11, and like we did before when we wanted to go and put the single size 11s on that row, we're just going to come into the size 11 that is behind the one we're coming out of, and we're going to repeat adding them 3 15s on this side of our bezel. So on this first row, the first one we added our single 15s in, we're just going to repeat picking up them 3 15s and just going into the next 11 along on this row, and they should match up with the 15s, the 3 15s that's behind. So you can see there's 3 15s there, and now I've just put a new 3 15s there, and we're just going to repeat that all the way around. I'm just adding on my last 3 15s and going into the size 11 that I started from, like so. And that's just so cute. It's like a little star, just so pretty, and it's the same on both sides. You should have these picots on both sides, and yes, I really love that. It's such a cute little piece. As you go through some of these kind of earrings, you find that you'll look at them going, oh, that's a real nice component, and that's a real nice component, and eventually you could probably just make one big necklace of all the stages up to leading up to the finished results, essentially. You could just do like little components like this, and then when we put the 3mm pearls on next, you'll see a different type of component appear, and it's just really cool. What thing about beadwork is that can happen, and it's just great. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to very quickly weave in my tail thread, as I don't need to use the size 11s anymore, and so I feel happy putting 1/2 inch knots in there now. So I'm just going to weave that in quickly, and then we will get back to it. Okay, so that's my tail dealt with. So now I'm still coming out of my size 11. I'm going to go up through the first 2 15s of the 3 15s that's in front of that size 11, like so. And you should be coming out of this middle 15 of these 3 15s. I'm now going to pick up 1 15, 1 3mm pearl, and 1 15, like so. And I'm going to go straight into the middle 15 of the next 3 15s along, like so. And now you should have this 15, 3mm 15 sat between the middle 15s of these 2 sets of 3. And we're just going to repeat that all the way around, picking up a 15, a 3mm pearl, a 15, and going into the next middle bead of the next set of 3 along. I'm just adding in my last 15, 3mm pearl, 15, and going into the first middle 15 that I started from, of that set of 3. And that's how your bead should look now. I'm now going to step through the first 15 that we added and the first 3mm pearl, because I want to be coming out to that 3mm pearl. And now I want to join these 3mm pearls to these 15s on this side, but I don't need to pick up any more pearls, I just need to pick up the seeds. So I'm going to pick up one size 15, coming out of this 3mm pearl, and I'm going to go into this size 15 on the opposite side to what we've just used to add our 15 3mm 15. So the middle 15 of this set of 3 on this side, I'm just going straight into that one, and that will join the pearl to both sets of 3 on either side of the bezel. I'm going to pick up 1 15 and go into the next 3mm pearl along. So I'm just zipping up the edge rows, so you can see that there's like 2 15s now sitting there after this pearl, and there's two 15s sitting before the next one, and they're both joined to the middle 15s of the picots on either side of our bezel. And I'm just going to continue doing that all the way along, just picking up 15s, going into the middle bead of the ones we haven't used already, and then picking up 15s and going back into the pearls to join them. And I'm just adding in my last 15, which will go into the first pearl, the first 3mm pearl that we started from, like so, and pull tight. And that's how your piece should look now. And that, like I said, that's a component on its own that you could use. That would make a really pretty little earring. You could put a little drop off it, and that would be really nice. It's the same on both sides. It's all joined around the edge, and it's really, really cute. So we're coming out of this 3mm pearl, and we want to be coming out of this 3mm pearl. And we're now going to pick up, let's start with our 3mm bicone, and I'm going with my first colour, my purple ones. And I'm just going to go straight into the next pearl along, next 3mm pearl. So I'm missing all these 15s and going into this next 3mm pearl. Okay, there we go. So it should look like that. I know it's not sitting completely tight. Don't worry about that, because we are going to add more beads coming off that in a second. So that will all nice and tighten up soon. I'm now going to pick up 2 of the kite beads. And as you can see, I'm picking up the bigger end. So we pick them 2 up. Come here. That one's trying to escape. Oh, they're fiddly. There we go. So as you can see, I've picked up on my needle is 2 of the bigger ends. And I'm just going to go into the next 3mm pearl along and pull nice and tight, like so. So now these kite beads sit flush together, and they're between these 2 pearls, these 2 3mm pearls. I'm going to pick up the 3mm bicone again and go into the next pearl along, and then I'm sure you've guessed it, I'm going to pick up 2 of the kite beads, bigger end, and go into the next pearl along and pull tight. You want to get a really good tension on this. You want them to be tight, you don't want them to be floppy, so because they've got to hold their shape. So now obviously I'm going to repeat the bicone and then the 2 kites all the way around until I finish by coming out of the first bicone we added. So I've just added in my last 2 kite beads, and as I said before, I'm going to step through into that first 3mm bicone. And as you can see, they're fully holding their shape, so you do need to have a good pull on them, on the just give them a bit of tension. Don't pull tight when you come through the bicones, because you don't want to like cut your thread. Bicones can be sharp and they can cut thread, so just be aware of not pulling against the bicone. Okay, so now it should look like this. Okay, so now we're going to pick up 1 size 11. I'm going to use my second 3mm bicone and 1 size 15, like so. And I'm coming out of this 3mm bicone here, this purple one, and I'm going to go straight up into the unused hole of that first kite. So the thinner end, I'm going straight into that unused hole, like so. So now these beads sit like a little arch shape into the kite bead. I'm going to pick up 1 15, 1 6mm pearl and 1 15, like so. And I'm just going to go straight into the next unused hole of the next kite along of that set of 2 kites. Pull. And then I'm going to pick up 1 15, 1 3mm bicone, second colour, and 1 size 11 seed bead, like so. And I'm going to go into 3mm bicone that's already in place. So now you can see that our top holes of our kites are joined by these beads here and here and here. And we're just going to repeat from the 11 bicone 15 through the kite, and then so on and so on all the way around. And I'm just adding on my last 15 3mm bicone size 11 and going back into that bicone that I started the round from. That should be the last thing I'm adding here. So that's how your piece should look right now. It makes a very pretty square as it does a diamond shape. I also think that it looks very much like one of my other designs, Oberon, which is it's quite a big chunky pendant. In fact, I have one here. You can see it's got the same shape. So if you wanted a pair of matching earrings for your Oberon pendant, these would make a fabulous addition to your jewelry box, and you could wear them together. But if Oberon's just a bit too big for you guys out there who just don't like massive jewelry, then this would make a perfect perfect. So okay, I'm now going to weave through from this. I'm coming out this 3mm bicone, but I'm now going to weave through my size 11, my second colour 3mm bicone, my 15, my kite, and into this 15 before this pearl, before the 6mm pearl. Okay, so I'm coming out to 15 before that 6mm pearl. I'm going to pick up 8 size 11s. I'm going to jump the pearl and go through the 15 after the pearl. And this will cause this little arch of beads to sit over these beads. And now I do want to come back to these, but I want to reinforce all of this edge. So I'm actually going to weave through all the beads we added in the previous round. So all the bicone, the 15 bicone 11 through the bicone, up through these beads to through the kite bead, through the 6mm pearl, until I get back to the 4th bead of these size 11s that we've just added here. So just reinforce that last round by just going through it all again. Okay, so I'm back to my size 11s, the 8 size 11s I just added. So I just want to go through the first 4 like so. And then I'm going to pick up another size 11 and I'm going to go down the next 4 size 11s. Ooh. And that just makes that, butterfingers, that just makes that size 11 pop, makes it sit up a little bit. So that's where we're going to add this little loop in a second. Now your choice now is you can go around all again, but I'm going to do a little bit of a cheat move, and I'm going to go through my 15 and my kite bead, and then I'm going to take my needle back towards me. So I'm going to put my thread down the sides of my kite bead. So I'm bringing the needle back towards me through my kite like so, and I'll hide that thread down the side. Obviously if you've got other colour beads that these are laser jet something or other, and it's got a black side, so using black fire line or the smoke fire line you can't really see that piece of thread, but if you've got like bright pink beads and you're using white or black fire line, you'll probably see that thread, but it still probably wouldn't be major. If you were happy with it, that's cool, but if not and you want to reinforce that whole round again, or somehow come round here and do a little bit of an about turn, that's also cool. So I'm going to go into the next kite, and then I'm going to go up the side of this one, okay, little knot in my thread, there we go, it's gone. And then I'm going to go through my 15 and through to that new size 11 I've just added. So through my 15 and then through my 11s until I come out that new size 11 that I've just added, like so. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up 2 3mm bicones, and I'm using my first colour. I'm going to pick up the ear wire. I'm going to take my needle through my ear wire, and then I'm going to pick up 2 3mm Bicones, and I'm coming out of this side of this size 11, so I'm just going to go straight back through it to create a loop. So straight back through to create this loop of Bicones like so. And I'm going to go into my first Bicone. Be very gentle when you're pulling here, because obviously, as we said earlier, Bicones can cut the thread. We don't want that. I'm now going to pick up one size 11, and I'm going to go through my next Bicone, the ear wire, and the following Bicone. So we're going to do Bicone, ear wire, Bicone. Turn this. So through that Bicone, through the ear wire, and through the next Bicone, like so. And then we're just going to repeat picking up a size 11 on this side, and we're just going to go straight into the next Bicone and then the size 11 we started from. And when we get to here, straighten it all up and pull it tight. I'm going to reinforce that maybe 1 or 2 more times, because I want it to be really nice and firm, nice and tight. So just going through them again a couple of times really helps, because obviously you want your ear wire to sit nice and flush between these two, like that one's doing. So just going through them all again, and then your earring will be finished, and you can make a second one. And I've already made my second one, so I'm going to put these in, because why not? Okay, so there we go. Just going through that again, and I'm going to give it a little tug and pull tighter. There we go. Now, so you see it's sitting nice and flush in there. And I'm going to weave off that thread in a minute, but as you can see now, I have a lovely pair of these fabulous earrings. I hope you've enjoyed making these with me today. If you have, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel, and maybe drop this video a little like. There's a lot more content coming. There's lots more content on there now. Once upon a time there was barely anything, and now there's like, I think this is video 22, so that's very cool. I'm very happy with that. You may notice that this is not a colour I tend to go for very often, but I really like it, so maybe you'll see more of this colour coming to my channel. And yes, thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, and bye bye.